A little boy drowns and his mother critically injured trying to save his life. We're live where it happened with what led up to the tragedy.
Then an assistant principal accused of attempted rape and breaking and entering. What else we're learning about the felony charges?
I'm tracking a change in the wind that will finally stop the smoke, plus your new temperature and humidity outlook for the weekend.
Right now at 7 o'clock, we are following breaking news and a tragic story. A young boy dead after drowning in an Edgecombe County pond. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. In the last hour, rescue crews pulled the boy's body from the water. His mother in critical condition after trying to save her child.
And WRAL's Shelley Jackson live for us. This is on Lily Lane where it all happened. Shelley, we're learning that this family lived in that neighborhood.
Well, Dan, that's right. The Velasquez family lived right across the street from the pond. They've been there since about January. Neighbors tell me they're kind of new to the neighborhood. They also tell me that little boy was named Ronald. Divers pulled his body from the pond a little after 6 o'clock tonight. The Edgecombe County Sheriff says the little boy was here around 3 o'clock this afternoon with his mom and 7-year-old sister to just kind of play. And that's when he started to drown. His mom jumped in and tried to rescue him, and then she also started to drown. His 7-year-old sister pulled the mom out of the pond while her cousin ran for neighbors. The neighbors called 911 and then ran back here to see if they could help. When the deputies arrived, they also performed CPR on the mom. And were able to resuscitate her. She is now at UNC Nash in critical condition. Ronald's dad did wait out here at the pond until they found his body. And when I was talking to neighbors earlier this afternoon, they said that they're all just shocked. They are numb. They are used to seeing the young mom and her children around here, and that it's just very heartbreaking for the neighborhood. Dan?
Details are shocking for us, for everyone at home, I'm sure. I can only imagine what's going on with that family in that community. Just awful. Shelley Jackson, live for us in Edgecombe County. Thanks, Shelley.
The assistant principal and head coach at a Hillside High School in Durham is charged with attempted rape. And that's not the only charge Lewis Harrison faces. WRAL's Brett Neese is live in Durham with more on the charges and his status with the school. Brett.
Yeah, Ashley, tomorrow is actually the last day of school for Durham Public Schools, and WRAL obtained court documents that show Harrison was charged just on Tuesday. I want to show you that mugshot again here. Take a look at your screen. Charges against the 48-year-old include attempted second-degree forcible rape and felony breaking and entering with intent to terrorize or injure. Both offenses are alleged to have happened on March 21st. Harrison has been the head football coach since 2016. It's his second stint in that role. He's also listed as an assistant principal with nearly 20 years of experience in education. A Durham Schools spokesman said Harrison was suspended from his duties on March 22nd with pay, and he submitted his resignation, which is effective at the end of this month. His next court date is scheduled for June 26th. Ashley?
Brett Neese live in Durham. Thanks for your reporting.
Justice was delayed today for the family of this man. This is Daniel Watt. He was killed by a drunk driver nearly 2 years ago. Troopers say that driver was going 143 miles per hour at the time. His loved ones flew in from all over the country today, expecting this resolution to happen in the case, but that did not happen. WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger explains they actually see this as perhaps a positive step.
The family of Daniel Watt was not happy with the plea deal that prosecutors were offering. They also weren't happy with the process, saying they were left in the dark throughout all of this. So they hope this might be an opportunity to start that over again. 26-year-old Daniel Watt, a residence coordinator at Duke University, was killed in August 2021. He was a passenger in a Lyft that troopers say was hit by 41-year-old Gregory Coley, who was driving 143 miles per hour with a blood alcohol content nearly twice the legal limit. Coley was charged with second-degree murder. The victim's family found out the district attorney's office offered Coley a plea that would reduce that to felony death by vehicle.
One of our concerns is for the safety of the community. If this case, 143 miles per hour, driving that vehicle at that time of night with that blood alcohol content, doesn't meet the statute for murder 2, then what does?
Now, the judge told the court he was unwilling to accept that plea. Although he did not say why, family believes it's because he also viewed it as too lenient. Kimberly Cockrell with Mothers Against Drunk Driving agrees.
This was a complete violation of their rights as victims.
Coley's attorney, Julian Hall, believes the deal was fair and says there's case precedent to back that up.
Mr. Coley was wrong. However, Mr. Coley, even in his wrongness, deserves justice.
Hall believes another judge in Durham may be willing to accept the deal. The victim's brother is worried about that and says he will continue to fly all the way from California for any hearings.
This is a true effort for us to come down here, and we will be coming again because this matters to us.
With a second-degree murder charge, Coley's attorney estimates the max prison time would be about 12 to 14 years. With a felony death by vehicle charge, he thinks that would probably be cut in half. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News, Durham.
We should also mention that Sarah asked the DA's office for a statement about the judge's refusal of this plea deal. They declined to comment as the case is still pending.
Apple is getting closer to starting construction on its billion-dollar campus in RTP that's been more than 2 years in the making. This is a story WRAL first broke back in 2021. Sky 5 flew over Apple's property along Lewis Stevens Drive today. You can see it's still just woods and a lake. WRAL obtained an application filed with Wake County for site work permits and a stormwater plan for Apple's property. It shows Apple plans to build a 324,000 square foot office building. We've reached out to Apple to find out when it plans to start moving dirt.
Let's take a live look outside the WRAL tower cam. This is always such a gorgeous shot. Hazy tonight, of course, that's what we've been seeing and talking about over the past couple of days as we are in that code orange air quality alert. Meteorologist Kat Campbell joins us in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a closer look at the risks here, when they'll clear out, and when everybody will be able to make it safely outdoors again.
Sunday, we are in the green. We should have some clean air to breathe on Sunday, and we'll see improving air quality in the coming days. Tomorrow, we're in between the yellow and the orange. Currently forecast to be a high-end yellow day, but overall, we'll see improvements over today. Saturday, moderate yellow air quality, and by Sunday, we are good to go in the green for our air quality. Today, we're sitting at a 98 for our air quality index right now. At times, we've been in the 100s, and the maximum today, 130. That was the forecast. But now we're going down. We've seen improvements over the past couple of hours in how many pollutants are in a sample of the air. And when you look at this town by town, closer to RTP, we are still in the orange right now, but elsewhere we are in the yellow for more moderate air quality. And taking a look outside at the WRAL studios here, you can still see a pretty nice sunset in the distance. We do expect some of the haze in the air to make for a pretty sunset tonight. I'll have a closer look at your weekend forecast and what lies ahead coming up.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, Kat.
3 sisters just running an errand and going to lunch, gone in an instant. It was part of a crash that killed a total of 4 people yesterday in Moore County and injured a 5th. 72-year-old Gloria McCrimmon, 63-year-old Cheryl Medlin, and 74-year-old Viola Singletary died. According to highway patrols, the sisters were driving on Highway 690 when another car hit them head-on after coming too quickly around a turn. That driver also died. The family says the sisters were on their way to Fayetteville to pick up a truck. We're told they all graduated Pinecrest High School and were inseparable.
Yesterday was a shock for everybody. To lose all 3, there's no easy way to put this.
The family will be holding a balloon release tonight on Rothney Avenue in Southern Pines to remember the sisters and celebrate what would have been Cheryl Medlin's 64th birthday.
4 top presidential candidates will be in the Tar Heel State in the coming days. It's an early indication of just how important North Carolina continues to be to each party. President Biden is scheduled to be in Rocky Mount and in Fayetteville tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will speak at the state's annual GOP convention here in our state. Saturday, both former Vice President Mike Pence and former President Donald Trump will do the same. And we're going to have full coverage for you both days here on WRAL, with teams covering all of these high-profile visits. Still ahead, a French bulldog named Blue is missing in our area, and a friend is charged with stealing this dog. Why investigators say Facebook Marketplace might be the key to finding the pup. Plus,
Two Fayetteville police officers involved in the shooting death of Jada Johnson will have to pay for their own attorneys in their defense of a civil lawsuit. We'll tell you what the Fayetteville Police Foundation says about that decision.
The Fayetteville City Council has voted not to pay for the lawyers of two police officers involved in the death of Jada Johnson.
She's the woman police shot 17 times after her grandparents called police because she was in a mental health crisis. WRAL Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Bays has the response from the Police Foundation, whose members are outraged.
While I've lived in Fayetteville for more than 40 years, and I can't remember a time when the City Council voted against providing legal assistance to officers who need it. This may be a first. The vote was 5-4 and came June 5th during a City Council work session. Mayor Pro Tem Johnny Dawkins and City Council members Kathy Jensen, Dino Hondros, and Derek Thompson voted to provide legal assistance for the officers. But Mayor Mitch Colvin and council members Mario Benavente, Shaquilla Ingram, DJ Hare, and Brenda McNair voted against it. Mayor Mitch Colvin says this is not a vote against the city's police force.
We support our police department. This particular case, the young lady was shot around 17 times. And so in the past, we've had the benefit of being able to see the body cam footage to give us a little more context before making a tough decision about that. In this case, we weren't.
Fayetteville police were called to Jada Johnson's home in July of last year because her grandparents said she was suffering a mental health crisis. Security camera video shows officers rushing into the home after she was shot. At one point, though, before Johnson was shot, she put the gun to her head and threatened to kill herself. But when she put the gun down for a moment, officers subdued her, and then the shots rang out. An investigation by the SBI cleared the officers of any wrongdoing. State Attorney General Josh Stein recently said the evidence shows that the officers faced a deadly threat and acted reasonably in response. Therefore, no charges will be brought. While the officers won't face any criminal charges, Jada Johnson's family has filed a civil rights lawsuit. The council's vote means the officers will have to pay their own attorney fees in that case. The Fayetteville Police Foundation says the decision made by the council to withhold funding and assistance for the legal counsel of the officers not only jeopardizes the city's potential legal and financial liabilities, but also fails to demonstrate responsible representation for the citizens who elected them. But this is not a done deal. The mayor says if Superior Court Judge Jim Ammons allows the city council to see that body cam footage, they may put the matter up for another vote. In Fayetteville, Gilbert Bays, WRAL News.
A search got underway today for a Robeson County missing woman last seen in 2015. Sarah Graham was reported missing after her van was found abandoned in a field along East McDonald Road. At the time of her disappearance, Sarah wore glasses and had braces. No word if anything was found during the search today. The FBI is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to Sarah's location. A Wake County man faces charges accused of stealing his friend's dog. This is Blue, the French bulldog. The sheriff's office says Markeel Jeffries took the dog and then sold it on Facebook Marketplace. They say the dog is worth about $4,500. Deputies are still searching for Blue. You can see there he's white with bluish eyes. Jeffries is now in jail under a $20,000 bond.
Sold his friend's dog. Okay, if that smoky air that we've been dealing with over the past few days from those Canadian wildfires is really still bugging you, even inside your house, an air purifier could help. They can reduce pollutants and impurities in the air in your home. 5 on Your Side checked Consumer Reports ratings and found that Blue Air got an excellent rating for cleaning out smoke particles. There are 2 options for a little bit less money because they can be a bit expensive. The Honeywell Insight and the Winix air purifier are both great at removing smoke and dust in the high-speed setting.
You'll want to keep it running 24/7 and change the filter as soon as the indicator light comes on. But if you can't right away, keep the air purifier running because a full dirty filter is still better than none at all.
A few things you can do to maximize the effectiveness of an air purifier: close and seal windows and doors, and use the purifier in a room with the fewest windows and vents to the outside. But fair warning, sometimes you put one in your bedroom, you put it on, you keep it running, and now you can't sleep without it. And you are bound to it. And you go to a hotel and they don't have one, and you can't sleep. And that's the story of my life. Meteorologist Kat Campbell joining us now. We talk about, that was too personal. I don't know what people didn't need to know
that way about fans. It's okay, I get it.
I can't. It's like, you know, you get lured in. So be careful, folks. That said, the air is still a little hazy out there, so do what you have to do.
Absolutely. Today, we have been in the orange for much of the day. We're back in the yellow, so we've seen improvements. We started in the yellow, we went up to the orange midday into the afternoon. We're back in the yellow right now with the air quality index of 98. The maximum today, 130 was the forecast. Tomorrow, we'll see improvements. We're likely to be in the yellow, moderate air quality tomorrow, and that means only unusually sensitive groups should try to stay inside. The rest of us should be in okay shape, but I think it'll be hazy if you're out on a dog walk. 60 at 8 a.m., noon 75 degrees, lower 80s during the afternoon. It's mostly clear outside, so any kind of grayness that you see is still some lingering haze. Warming continues. We're back in the lower 80s tomorrow, 82 in Durham and Raleigh, 81 in Lewisburg, 80 in Roanoke Rapids, 85 in Fayetteville, 83 in Smithfield, and 83 degrees in Southern Pines tomorrow. Take a live look at Carolina Beach. It's a beautiful day out there on the coast. If you're headed to the beach this weekend, it's going to be beautiful. Plenty of sunshine expected Saturday. High temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Very comfortable outside. And keep in mind, when we get to the summer season, it takes a little bit longer for the coast to warm up, as hot as we are here locally. And that's because, of course, they're sitting next to the ocean, and that kind of equalizes things. It takes a little longer for the water to warm up and the land around it, too, as well. Sunday, back in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Plenty of sunshine expected. In the mountains, it'll be quite nice on Saturday. Really a range of temperatures from near 70 for Grandfather Mountain, 75 in Boone, 83 in Asheville. But by Sunday, things begin to change in the western part of our state. Showers and storms could move in late in the North Carolina mountains, so keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling back from the mountains on Sunday. For us here locally, Sunday is trending drier, so rain chances lowered to just 20%. Most of the rain should stay west of us. For us here locally, we could see the rain moving in overnight, but the bulk of the rain is going to come on Monday from this system. And we will continue to monitor the threat for some thunderstorms. And any severe weather threat is going to depend on exactly where this warm front tracks. So we'll keep an eye on that as the high resolution model data becomes available. That allows us to really pinpoint the thunderstorm ingredients. Your weekend forecast looking really nice. Low humidity tomorrow and Saturday. Even though it's pretty warm Saturday, it'll be quite comfortable with the lower humidity. By Sunday, humidity goes up a little bit, but not terrible for June. 89 degrees. We could come awfully close to the 90-degree mark, especially with that warming south wind. So keep that in mind. We are warming up for the weekend. Monday, still pretty warm despite most of the rain and storms arriving that day. After that, high temperatures stay in the mid to upper 80s next week. I do think that the humidity is going to be on the rise next week. So we have had some really comfortable weeks most of May and the start of June. Just try to make the most of it. I think it's going to be the last of it, unfortunately, with these morning lows in the 50s. Next week, not looking so comfortable humidity-wise.
We've been lucky. We've had a lucky stretch, but it's starting to heat up. Got it. Thanks, Kat.
A local college student says she is living her life backwards, having her family first and now landing a dream internship at 47 years old. How she got the coveted Mayo Clinic internship coming up.
A mom from Edgecombe County has been selected for one of the most highly sought after medical internships in the country.
Yeah, this is really cool. 47-year-old Crystal Gray is one of just 4 students chosen to intern in surgical technology at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. Gray is a student at Edgecombe Community College, where she enrolled during the pandemic after stepping away for her education for nearly 30 years. She beat incredible odds and got the internship at one of the top hospitals in the world, where she's been working for over a week now. Gray hopes her story inspires others to pursue their dreams and continue their education.
My message, I want them to know that it's not too late. There's a big support system. I just hope that my story and my accomplishments inspire others.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gray says she is hoping the internship could turn into an offer for a full-time position. We wish her all the best there.
I love this. I think about myself in high school. I was immature. I wasn't ready to learn. the thought now that I could sit somewhere and go to school and learn all day, it seems alluring to me. But
yeah, me too. I know. I've thought about going back. A Pimento Cheese Festival and a food truck rodeo are among the events you can check out this weekend.
WRAL lifestyle editor Kathy Hanrahan has some of the top picks for you in this week's edition of Out and About.
June is Pride Month, and this weekend Apex will hold its annual Pride Festival. This family-oriented event is being held Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Hunter Street. There will be more than 100 artists, vendors, and organizations, plus a food truck rodeo and live music. Admission is free. Also on Saturday, the town of Cary will be hosting its annual Pimento Cheese Festival. Food trucks will line Academy Street to serve their regular menus, plus some new items containing pimento cheese. There will be live music, craft beer, and even a pimento cheese sculpting contest. Admission is free. And on Sunday, head to Durham Central Park for a food truck rodeo. The event will include more than 30 trucks and a variety of cuisines. The event is noon to 4 p.m. Admission is free. These are just a few ways to get out and about this weekend. Kathy Hanrahan, WRAL News.
The Century plant outside in the WRAL Azalea Garden is still growing, and we're giving you a new perspective of it.
This thing, it just gets cooler and cooler. Photojournalist Ed Wilson captured these unique shots of the rare plant with Drone 5. Isn't that neat? It's in full bloom. It's been that way for weeks now, and at last check, it was more than 14.5 feet tall. It's expected to reach 20 feet. Come on over, stop by and see this in person anytime. You can learn all about the plant right now at WRAL.com, but there's really nothing like seeing it in person.
I was just thinking the same thing, and my favorite part is the viewer who wrote Kat and told her that it resembles kind of a pineapple, asparagus, and broccoli all put together.
Together.
I mean, there couldn't be a better description of it, but seeing it in real life is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. That's it for us here. Thank you for making WRAL your choice for local news.
Our next newscast is at 10 o'clock on Fox 50 and 11 right here on WRAL. We'll see you then.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air. Spectrum Channel 1257.